Hey, good morning, everybody. How are you out there in TV land? Hey, listen, it's Mark here on the MyVEGAS Magazine Ask the Expert show. And today we're going to be talking about some heavy stuff that I think everybody has a concern with on pretty much a daily basis. It's called your money. Your money, and your money matters, and how to get there and how to achieve, how to beat the economy, how to beat the world, and how to beat the system on the world of money. We're going to find out everything because we got today in the audience with us Loral Langemeier, all right, from the cover of MyVEGAS Magazine. She's also an author of a national bestseller, The Millionaire Maker book. I got a copy here. I can't believe it. I'm going to read all about it because money matters. Money matters to all of us. And today I just want to say welcome to Laurel. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. So good to
have
be here.
you.
Thank you.
Now, money. It's an amazing topic.
Yeah.
Someday I want to write a book about it too. I thought your relationship with money.
Yeah.
I've interviewed probably 4,000 business owners, and I've got about 4,000 different opinions on money and energy on money. Some want to hold it, don't want to give any out. Some are charitable, some are not.
Yeah.
Some mess it up. You can mess up money and everything, but it's a great topic. I'm so glad you're with us today.
Thank you.
I want to get started and dig in a little bit now. The Millionaire Maker. Tell me a little bit about that before we jump into the questions.
I wrote The Millionaire Maker, followed it is a book. It's a book on the cash machine, how to do a 7-figure business, and then wealth cycle investing, how to invest in alternative assets. So we had 3 books. We did 2006, 8, and 9.
No kidding.
Yeah, it was an insane run. That was Dr. Phil's Money Expert. I was on The Secret, the movie The Secret.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I've done a lot about money. How I got into it, though, was really, I was actually an exercise physiologist most of my life. And then in 1996, I called Bob Proctor, who's been a mentor, a really dear friend, and he said—
From The Secret, Bob Proctor?
Yeah, that's how I got in The Secret, because of Bob.
Okay.
And he said, you know, Laurel, if you're going to pick a career, and I said, well, I want to do something with money and finance. And he said, well, if you're going to pick a career, he said, you know, money, sex, and God are three things people don't talk about. And I said, well, I'll take money.
Okay.
So I started just learning about money, and then I worked with the Rich Dad Poor Dad team from 1996 to 99. And then this all happened. And
Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Nagasaki
and Kiyosaki and Sharon Lechter. Yeah, Sharon and I are still really good friends. So I just dug in and became a millionaire in real estate and then gas and oil, and I've got 8 millionaire industries.
No
so
kidding.
I love teaching people about money.
I need your phone number.
Well, it's going to be on that screen soon for all you folks out there.
So what's a common misconception then when people talk about money and finance? What would be what's a common misconception when they're talking about those two topics?
My favorite thing to talk about is this. So most people think that, you know, the way you're going to make money is save your way to wealth by get a job, put your money in a 401k, or what I call park and pray, where you give your money to a financial planner and then not be involved in it. So I'm totally good with financial planners and all the work. It's you have to be involved. And I don't think schools should ever teach this. Parents should teach it. It should be in the family.
Okay.
And so the biggest misconception is that the way you get wealthy is through companies. So when you own your own company, right? So all wealthy people own their own company and they have real estate. Those are the 2 core assets. So when you own your own company through an LLC or an S Corp or C Corp or a limited partnership, which America's got the best choices. I've worked all over the world. You activate through that company, putting your income in that company, about 80,000 pages of tax code. So the way you win is pay less in taxes legally, and then you keep more, and then you invest in alternatives that give you a depreciation schedule. So a lot of the work and the misconception is the basis of creating wealth is a lot to do around taxation.
Okay.
And people don't realize it. They think it's around saving their way to wealth. It's not. It's really around being overtaxed year after year after year.
So taxes have a lot to do with your tax strategy. Has a lot to do with your wealth growth.
Absolutely. And most people just hire a tax preparer just to file the return.
Once a year.
Not a tax strategist.
Right.
So I have this saying that most CPAs, and no offense out there, my son's a CPA, so I can say this, is they're historians. You hand your stuff, because people don't realize you can actually pay for the year to actually make a strategy. So you might pay a little during the year to have a strategy, but then you're not paying a huge tax bill at the end. Yeah, and so most CPAs are what I call historians. Yeah, you hand them your stuff, and then they're going to record the history of what you did the year before. There's no plan. You just, they're going to record what you did. Versus let's meet at the beginning of the year and have a plan. So that's the biggest, not only misconception, misbehavior.
Well, they have, and they just put it in the computer and follow the rules that IRS gave them.
Yeah, they just follow a little software program and click the button.
Very interesting.
So there's a strategy you can do.
A strategy, yeah. So I think that's probably what a lot of people are missing. They don't have a strategy.
Correct.
For their
Correct.
money. They know
Correct.
what they're supposed to do, and they know they got to pay their taxes on April 15th and whatever, but
So here's the news about corporate structure. Companies pay tax September 15th, so I'm just getting ready to file my 2025 September
Okay.
15th, and then individually you file in October. So that, again, big misconception. I could go down 1,000
Really?
misconceptions. Yeah, most people don't know because they're not interested. There's not a class really about it. So I've just committed my last 26 years to
Amazing.
just teaching people.
Already.
There's a whole nother way to do this, and it's so much fun, I think.
man, it is. Well, and also you're helping people achieve their dreams and goals.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
also when they get stuck.
Oh, stuck a lot.
Get
Yeah.
stuck a lot.
Yeah.
We understand everything has inherent risks in life, but what do you think is the most risk-adverse way for an everyday person like me to build wealth?
Well, start a company. I mean, you have to, even if you're employed, and most of my clients are really high income employees, and they realize they have a huge tax problem. So the only way to navigate that is to start a company. And they'll say, well, I'm busy. I just told you I have a job. I said, I get it. So partner. And I don't think a lot of people like to partner. So partner up, buy franchise. I have a lot of high income earners buying franchise.
Okay.
So starting your own company, I think, is still the most risk averse. And then when you buy assets, real estate included, partner with somebody. Partner with somebody who's already done it. I think so many people think, I'm going to go do it myself. Why? I never did any of this myself. I always partner with somebody who knows more, has more experience. I've always had a mentor, which is why I became a mentor, because I love helping people. Because I
Okay.
think it's risky to do it all by yourself, because you don't know.
Well, all right. So you're saying start a business, whether it's a partner or not, start a business.
start a
So what
company.
if they're like already an employee and you're telling them as an employee you can still start a business on
Yeah,
the side?
have a side hustle. I mean, that's what most people are calling it. I don't know that I like
Yes.
that term, side
Right,
hustles, but I say let's make it a hustle. Because once that thing becomes, at least equal to or close to what you're already making, then you can make a decision, do you want to stay employed? Which you might want to stay for whatever reason. I have a lot of government workers, teachers, lawyers, people that they need we need them to have a job. Policemen, like you said, you have relatives up where I am. I mean, that's a job, but that doesn't mean, I have a lot of policemen, by the way, that are clients of mine. They do self-defense, they do CCW classes, they sell ammo, they sell guns, they do self-defense, they do all sorts of cool stuff.
On the
so it's
side.
not, on the side. It doesn't have to be a big business, it just has to be a business.
I see a lot of people over the years that have come into my life through the MyVEGAS magazine, and they have, and some of them are just starting out.
Yeah.
They surprised me 3 or 4 months into it. They said, well, I still have my full-time job. I'm
Yeah.
trying to get this business going so I can leave my full-time job, which
Yeah.
is, I guess, more of the American dream.
Yeah. Well, the transition from being an employee and being taught to be an employee to being an entrepreneur is usually 3 things. You have to learn to market, right? You got to learn, especially now, social media, AI has changed all that marketing strategy.
Yeah.
You have to learn to sell, and you have to understand cash flow.
Yeah.
You got to learn to drive your revenue. I think that's that energetically, that's the biggest difference, is I'm not just going to get a paycheck and, ACH to me twice a month. I have to generate my income, which means you got to get out and hustle.
Yeah.
And market and sell. And somebody, I don't like to do that.
And market,
So-
you got to get the word out. You got to let everybody know who you are, and that's
Absolutely.
what we
That's
like
what
to do
we're
with
doing.
MyVEGAS magazine. We like to tell the world about this person and their business
Yeah.
and this one. Yeah. So to get the word out,
Definitely.
have to get the word out. I tell people, the first thing they usually get is business cards and maybe a little shingle on their outside their door.
Yeah.
Tailor inside. But that's marketing too.
Yeah.
You've got to have something to hand people, and you got to have your shingle outside. And
Well, and what's funny is you say that, Mark, because so many people have gone home or even RVing life and everything's virtual. And it's like, I still have an office. I've had an office since 1998. People show up to our office. We create an office culture. And I always say, if you don't hang your shingle, you better be really good on the internet.
Right.
I mean, and at this day and age, you have to have.
have to be, yeah.
If you don't have a business card anymore, you have a website or you have an app or something that you're associating through. A lot of employees start on LinkedIn and then move over. As far as like social channels, I would, LinkedIn is great if you're an employee,
Okay.
but I'd move very quickly over to Instagram, Meta, TikTok, X. You got to move.
reach the
You
general
got
public.
to
And
reach the
LinkedIn is
public.
like almost like a club.
Yeah, you're right.
Business
Right.
club.
Yeah, it is.
More than the social media. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, it's almost like a business club if you think about it.
Yeah.
Well, tools. What about tools for asset building, management, and protection? What tools do you recommend?
Well, I'm going to
Instruments.
before the tools, I'm going to talk about the pattern. Most people
Okay.
make and spend, make and spend. The tools that you have to have first is the behavior of making and investing. And the faster and earlier you invest, the better you're going to be. So you want to have a diversified, portfolio. I'm a huge fan. Again, I wrote a book about alternative assets, meaning instead of own a REIT on the stock market, own the real estate. Instead of owning a Chevron or Shell stock, own the gas and oil well. Like there's just a way to own the assets. And if you own the assets, again, why you need partners, because typically you won't have enough capital to just buy that alone. So I'm a huge partnering fan into those kind of assets. And then another one, it's a private equity. It's a newer company called iFlip. And it's a way to do AI into the stock market. It takes you out before you lose. So it's phenomenal.
Really?
Yeah. It's
No kidding.
phenomenal.
And it's called what?
iFlip.
iFlip.
Yeah.
And it's
I love it.
it's an app or is it a website?
You can get it through an app. Yeah. If you just go to, if you go to askloral.com/iFlip, you can get a free account, and it takes you out of the market. So the people who are trying to trade, and that's how I got into this. I'm actually an investor in that company, is instead of trying to trade and get up with the market and go to bed with the market, short the market, we went to robotic trading, and then we found someone to write an AI model.
Really?
Yeah. And so, I haven't lost more than a couple points, because when the AI senses that that stock's going to move, it takes you out, buys you back in low, puts you back in. It's very
So
cool.
you put your money on this iFlip and let it manage it for you?
Yeah, you have to select what you want it to do. Like I do a lot of land, energy, and water. Those are my
No
three
kidding.
big ones I love.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, I say as far as the tools, learn. So like, see that little book? Hold that book up again.
Yeah.
I'd say one of the fastest tools is knowledge. I mean, you have got to invest in learning more about this. Just hearing an interview or even hearing me like on my YouTube channel or my Instagram channels, those are all great. But you really have to say, I want this life. Like I want to have a job, have a business, and I want to start investing differently.
Okay, got
Most
it.
people don't invest, Mark.
They
They just
don't.
make and spend.
So I'm kind of in that world myself. I have the typical 401k, and I got my little things. I got a couple IRAs and whatever.
Yeah.
But my house, I got a couple pieces of real estate. But it's. But I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
I'm not there yet. I'm still trying to figure it out. I think a lot of people are.
Yeah.
No matter
But
what you have or where you're at, you're not there yet.
Right, and that's what's interesting is I think there's an illusion of what there is.
Yeah.
Like, is there really a finish line? Because what I find is once you hit a financial goal, you're like, I can do that again, and then you go again, and then you go again. So you stay in it. But again, most people are trying to figure out by themselves, because there is sort of this embarrassment or shame. People don't talk about money. They don't talk about. And even if there's a ton of mistakes, I mean, talk about how you want to make money. To me, that's a fun, creative conversation of what can you do to make money. And then we have teams of people like when I work with my clients, I have a whole team of tax strategists, for example, that people don't have to go out and find one. They can use ours. You use ours for the corporate structure, for the trust structure. And then when it comes, so then we're really, once the client's set, this is where it gets fun, is how you're going to make it and how you're going to invest it.
Yeah.
And that's really the pattern of a millionaire. It's a pattern of wealthier people. And most people make and spend. They're more concerned about their lifestyle. And here we are in Vegas. What a great place to talk about it. They're more concerned about their lifestyle than their balance sheet.
And all that's in the book?
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
It's fun.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. I've got a couple more questions I want to ask you, but on business and stuff. But the first thing is when it comes to business, we were talking about that earlier. You recommended something very important. What would you say is the most important thing to advice you would give somebody before they start a business?
Before they start a business, is what you're going to select. Like, don't select an invention, something with big inventory. So if you've never been an entrepreneur, you've got a lot to learn just to become an entrepreneur.
Okay.
How to market, how to sell, how to just to do different relationships. So pick something easy. Like, I'm a huge fan of direct sales company, believe it or not. Like,
Okay.
yeah, so pick a direct sales company. Again, tons of franchises are available. A lot of our employees are liking those lately. They're not as expensive as everyone thinks. They cash flow fairly quickly. But pick something that, not that you're passionate about, that you just know you can do. And that's a big difference, because there's a lot of people, a lot of gurus probably been on the cover of that magazine
Yeah.
that say, pick your passion, build it, then they'll come. No, they won't.
Right.
Pick what you know how to do.
2 years later, it's not their passion anymore.
Correct.
Because they found out they don't like that business. business.
Yeah, I mean, during COVID it was interesting. So I'll go back and talk about cops. So there was about 33. I own 33 lots in Texas,
Okay.
and one woman wrote me a letter and said, "My husband's a cop. We don't like the politics. We don't like what's going on up here. We'd
Okay.
like to move." I'm like, "Buy a house." And then I made a deal with her, and I said, "Well, if there's more cops up there that want to move," and she's wanting how to do it. So I kind of taught her how to do it. And then the next one moved, the next one moved. So here I got this huge, I sold all the real estate to all of, mostly, I think it's majority all policemen. They all
Okay.
came down, and some of them joined the force again. But to your point, like, how do you start it? They're like, well, I said, well, do what you know how to do. So one is, those examples I gave earlier, one does self-defense, one actually teaches a shooting class as a shooting range, another one builds the ammo for the shooting range.
Okay.
Like, do what you know how to do. If you're a teacher, tutor. If you're
Yeah.
like, oh, I don't want to tutor, you don't understand, I don't want to do that anymore, but you're really good at
If
it.
you're a
You can
surfer,
charge.
teach surfing lessons.
Yes, and if you're an athlete, go get a personal training degree. I could personally train people tomorrow. I've got a background in that, but I don't want to do that today. But so do what you know how to do, and eventually you'll get to do what you really. The company will be the way you want it. Because people are like, I don't want to trade time for money. That's not as bad. I mean, if it's the only strategy, it's the worst thing to do.
Okay.
But if you have a lot of other things, and by the way, when you first start a company. Get a podcast. Write a quick
podcast
book.
like
Write a
this.
quick book on Amazon. Don't go for a big New York Times like I did. That's
Okay.
later in your career.
McGraw-Hill, I can't believe they reached out to you. That's amazing.
Oh yeah,
How about that?
I did a fourth one in 2022 called "Make Your Kids Millionaires." So that's still
Making Kids Millionaires.
Make Your Kids Millionaires is still out all over the internet.
Well,
Yeah.
you talk about money. We got to pay some bills right now. So
Okay.
we're going to take a little short pause for the cause here and pay some bills. And we'll be right back with Ask the Expert on Your Money Matters.
My name is Nick Pomponio, and I'm here to provide you with the legal representation you deserve. Enough of the gimmicks and attorneys selling taglines. No fee until we win, millions recovered, and free consultations. These are basic, empty promises. Not only will I cut you a check, but I plan on changing your life. It's time for Las Vegas to get on another level. You need an attorney who has no fear, no limit, no equal. If you have suffered injuries in an accident, contact me today.
Hey, Las Vegas, Mark here, MyVegas Magazine, where we're on the street, we're online, and we're on the air right here, right now with you and all of the experts in Las Vegas. You know, there's a lot of businesses in Las Vegas that are really professional, and people want to get up close and personal and get to know you. This is a place to do it. So if you'd like to market your business, your company, and get the word out and let everyone know how awesome you are, and if you're an expert, I want to get you on the show. We got a seat right here, and I'm ready for you. MyVegas Magazine, Ask the Expert. We need you. Give us a call today, 702-792-2378, or go to myvegasmag.com. And we're back. We're back here, and we're live, and we're digging deep right now. We're digging deep into one of the probably a very important thing at this time of the. And right now, this year seems like a funny money year. Okay, the economy. It seems to me like we're in like a slight recession, but the news isn't talking about it.
Right.
It feels like people are. I'm hearing people are tightening up on their money.
They are.
And but it's not all over the news. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
But money is what the topic is today. We're so glad you came back with us or stuck with us here for the show because Loral Langemeier here is the expert when it comes to money. I'm just going to say the money expert.
Yep.
And we've been talking a little bit about a few different things here on when somebody jumps into their money matters and they want to take their financial life to the next level. Sometimes they call it financial advisor.
Yeah.
And what do you recommend they do when they're heading down that road?
Well, financial advisors typically are licensed and work at financial firms, Schwab's,
Okay.
Fidelity's, right, the Morgan Stanleys and those. So financial advisor is, again, fine, you got to be involved in it. I would say hiring a mentor or a coach. And then I usually go for alternative financial advisors, people who would like invest in alternatives, not just the stock market.
Okay.
And the challenge with most of the financial advisors, you can only, and a lot of people don't know this, they can only invest in the product that firm approves.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, but no, a lot of people don't realize that. So
Okay.
well, they'll go back to them and say, well, I want to buy some real estate, right? Because they're now being mentored by me, and I say, well, you need to buy real estate. They're going to say, well, buy a REIT in that firm. So there's an interesting balance. So I want to talk more about mentoring and coaching. It's someone who's been there. It's someone who's really been there.
So you're recommending to get a financial coach or a mentor as opposed to a financial advisor?
Or both. Or both. And typically I help them find one that's more applicable to their goals.
Okay.
The challenge with most people is they don't know how to pick a CPA, which is why they just pick a historian.
Right.
They don't know how to pick a financial advisor. Most people don't even know how to pick a bank.
Okay.
I mean, banking's a huge piece of your financial world, and most people just do the convenience. And there's so many, convenient online banking portals, but they're really just depositories. They're not full banks. They're not going to lend. They don't have all of the work. So I'd say before you even pick a financial advisor, I pick a financial coach mentor. It's obviously what I teach, and then have a more comprehensive plan.
So you're not a financial advisor?
Absolutely not. I'm
You're
not
a
licensed.
financial coach.
I'm a mentor.
A mentor.
Yeah, I mentor.
Got it.
So it's me, and then I have surrounded myself, similar to what the Rich Dad Poor Dad advisory team did.
Mm-hmm.
So it's integratedwealthsystems.com is my site, and I have integrated the team. So instead of you finding a CPA, I have a tax strategist, I have corporate structure, trust, insurance, alternative financial advisors. So I help people navigate how do you put a team around you for your goals.
Wow.
And so I think when you pick an advisor, pick a coach, pick somebody, can they have a full scope of everything you need? And most people don't. They have a very narrow or segregated, process. And the reason the financial services world is very segregated. Like how many of you out there listening, you have a banker over here, you have a CPA, you have a trust lawyer, you have an insurance agent, a real estate, broker. Who's putting them together? Who's organizing this team for you? And that's what I do. It's different.
That's pretty awesome, and when you have a whole team, you're talking about if one doesn't have the answer, the other does.
Correct.
So you're going to be sure to get this, like having 5 AIs instead of 1 AI.
You are correct. That's
Right?
a good way to describe that. So,
So
you get a whole
some
bunch
say,
of us in your pocket.
I use ChatGPT and I use Claude for this and I use this one for that. And I
Yeah.
would imagine as these AIs come out, they're all claiming why they're different. We all have to say why we're different.
Yeah.
If I mowed your lawn, I was a landscaper, I'd have to tell you why I'm different.
Why you're going to do
why
it
I'm
better.
better, yeah.
Why you're going to do it better. The problem with AI that I have with it is not verified. It's how you feed the prompts.
Right.
It's how you feed it, and it's what's been fed to it. It's not accurate coming out. I mean, there's been lawyers disbarred by using it and not fact finding properly.
Yeah.
CPAs lost their licenses. So
It's big news these days.
it is.
Where do you see the state of business in the next 5 years? In other words, what business trends are you following, and which industry or industries do you think are the most disruption that's going to happen in the next year?
Tech. Tech's going to do. It is disrupting. I mean, I got into SpaceX. Tech. I'm sorry, technology.
High tech.
Technology,
Okay.
AI. I got into SpaceX not right when it first came out because everybody I think knew if you really watched it, it was going to go up and then level out. So when it started leveling out, SpaceX, I think Musk is going to put more and more out. I think Anthropic's probably going to go public if they don't go soon.
So you think high tech is good to invest in right now?
I think you better watch what you're doing because there'll be a lot of what is called pump and dumps. I think you got to watch it level out. I think if you try to get in early, you got to watch it level out, just like Meta, and there's a lot of those tech. But I'm still a fan. I got to go back to, I got real estate. I think real estate's still going to thrive. Interest rates are high. Land's going to thrive. Where I see real estate with a lot of my clients that are winning the most is RV parks, storage, like Connex storage, mobile home parks. More creative real estate than there's the traditional single family. I see more, creative moves in that, and there's more creative finance. What else is going to be? The data centers are creating an interesting move on like water rights. Water rights are being grabbed all over the country. It's interesting. There's a lot. I think
There's a lot going on right now.
technology though is always going to win, and I think in the next 3 to 5, technology will be one at the top.
So you think you'd be safe with the technology?
Yeah, I think you just got to watch.
What would be your recommended?
I can't recommend because I'm not an advisor.
Well,
what do I? Well, like I just said, I use iFlip.
What do you like?
Energy, water,
and real estate.
Real estate.
Yeah.
And I did, like I said, I got into SpaceX. I got a lot of tech. I have tech stock, but I use iFlip as my tool to pick my stocks.
Okay.
So it picks it through a folio. So I put in the prompts and we put in folio. And
Wow.
It does it.
That's amazing. What
different.
inspired you to get into business?
I didn't want a job. I'm not employable. Like at 17 years old, I went to college and I needed to supplement my scholarships with, and I had a job for like a minute, like literally, I think 5 minutes, and I can't do this. So, and I was always at the gym, and so I went to the gym and I looked at this guy and I said, "What are these people doing, following people around?" And they said, "Oh, that's being a personal trainer." I said, "How much do they make?" He said $40 an hour. I said, done. I'm a personal trainer. I hung my little shingle that day,
Okay.
picked up a whole bunch of clients.
All right.
And I've been an entrepreneur except for a few years of my life where I actually did work for Chevron building fitness centers.
Wow.
Otherwise, I've been an entrepreneur. And so my funny answer is I'm unemployable.
Wow. So
I think most entrepreneurs would become
that's
unemployable.
I love that. I'm unemployable. Yeah.
So you got to do the alternative.
I work for myself.
Totally.
I like that. I'm unemployable. I might start using that too.
You're welcome to.
What's the importance of live out loud?
Living out loud, it's been the theme of my whole career because so many people don't want to talk about money.
Okay.
We have a beautiful gentleman in the lobby we talk about Singapore, for example. Like when I would go to a stage and say, all right, let's talk about money. How much did you make? Most people are like, you don't ask people what they make.
Yeah, taboo.
It's taboo.
That's private. Yeah.
But here's the truth about goal setting and truly manifesting being the secret. When you talk about what you want and you have an accountability team around, you say, this is what I want. I'm going to be a millionaire, Mark. I'm going to reduce my taxes. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And then you get support around living it like those goals. So Live Out Loud is about pronouncing what you want and then having a team around you support you to get what you want because you deserve it. You may not know how to do it, which is why mentors and coaches, and I've had mentors and coaches since I was 17, so I'm a huge proponent. Whether it's me or someone else, have someone else in your life guide you along.
Okay, and why would you feel that's needed?
Because most people don't know enough. And in money, there's so much to know. I mean, when you think about all the different topics that I just said that we have as an expert, I mean, estate planning by itself is big, tax by itself is big, real estate by itself is big. You can't know it all, so surround yourself with the experts.
Yeah, and when you do that, you've got this team of experts around you. That's great advice. There's at my church, my pastor says, show me your 5 closest friends, I'll show you your future.
Correct.
And in business, you could say, show me your 5, show me your team, your top 5 team.
It will show you how good you're going to
We'll
get.
show you where you're going.
Yeah, it is. It's really, it is biblical. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, it's
is.
interesting.
Yeah, and then ask and you shall receive. You better ask, and you better ask with a lot of clarity, not just help me, like you're begging.
Yeah.
Like, what do you specifically want? How can you see it? And then again, like I think a mentor coach. I know I spend a lot of just clarity calls with my clients. Like, what do you want? You know, most people can't answer that.
Why?
Because they know more about what they don't want. They know the
isn't that
negative.
interesting? Yeah.
And it's amazing. Start doing that, Mark, just for the next week. Just really kind of keep a little journal. Ask people what they want, and they'll start the answer with what they don't want.
Here's what
It's
I
like,
don't
well, I didn't.
want.
Right. Here's what I don't want. It's like, I didn't ask you that. I asked what you wanted.
Right.
And they keep going back to all the problems in the past. And so I have this saying called "So what now?"
Yeah,
what?
they're living with the problems instead of living for the future, living out loud.
And what's the possibility in the future?
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Yes,
interesting.
it's good.
Well, and that brings me to my next question here. What is the easiest change for someone serious about correcting their finances without much expendable income?
Read that book. That'll clarify so much for you. And I don't just say that because it's my book, although it is.
So is it
The
written for
It's written to help you get clear in the beginning so you can even
the
answer that
average
question.
Joe?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. That's why McGraw-Hill, like, I know that if people say what makes you so different in how you teach, I just create common sense out of it. Like my son has a finance and accounting degree. He comes back from college, says, Mom, I got a master's in accounting, and I still don't know. I was not taught anything you teach.
Oh, wow.
Because what I teach is so alternative and so common sense. He said, why don't you just say alternative assets and, the derivatives and blah, blah, blah. I said, because people they don't understand that language pattern. So
Right.
Read the book. It's going to teach you gap analysis, sequencing. It's going to teach you the whole story and what you really need. And then you'll see what you're missing.
Wow.
And then call us.
Now,
Let
these
us
books, the series of books, there's 3 of them.
Yeah.
And they've been out
Actually, I
for
have 6.
since
New
what?
York Times.
And they've been out for how many years?
This one, this is version 2. This came out in 2025.
Okay.
The first big one that came out was the Millionaire Maker version 1. It came out in 2006.
Okay.
The How to Build a 7-Figure Business Cash Machine in 2008. 2009 was Alternative Investing, and then I wrote a book with Hay House on Yes Energy. You have to have Yes Energy to be a millionaire.
Okay.
And then I wrote one for the super
You have to have
beginners.
what energy?
Yes, energy. You got to say yes.
Yes.
Most
Yes.
people say no to opportunities. I say yes all the
Right.
time.
Okay.
And then, the 2022 book was my Make Your Kids Millionaires, which was, I mean, we won awards for
So
years.
these are updated.
All of them, yeah.
It's 2.0, you said, so it's updated for today.
Yeah, because that is cryptocurrency, and like when I wrote the books in 2006, there was no crypto, there was no
AI.
cannabis, AI, hemp. There was a lot of new asset classes we need to talk about. So we write
Yeah.
about that and that.
Wow, so there might be 5 more years, might be 3.0. You just have to update it as the
I
world
promise
changes.
you, there will be.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah,
Good for you.
there
That
will
makes
be.
it more exciting.
Got to stay
I
up
mean,
to
Think and
date.
Grow Rich was great, but it was written in 1936
Exactly.
by Napoleon Hill. It's a little bit.
Love that book.
And I think they updated it once and
Yeah.
they put in modern,
But that's
investors.
still a classic.
But yeah,
Yeah.
that was the first book that was handed to me when
Me too.
when I was a young man.
17.
Yeah,
That changed
Think and
my
Grow
life.
Rich.
Yep.
Wow! So this
Fun.
is fantastic. So
Yeah.
then, so you've got the book, you got your book series as an author.
Yep.
You're a mentor, a money mentor.
Yep, I do mentor. I mentor people to be millionaires in 3 to 5 years. I have a
Wow.
YouTube channel, Instagram, the whole thing, TikTok. So you find me at Ask Loral or Ask Loral is at Ask Loral. Make sure you spell my name right. It's Loral. And my YouTube channel is probably one of my most thriving as far as content. Loral Langemeier, the Millionaire Maker.
All right, and that's how everybody can reach you.
Yep, and they can reach me right there in the Chiron. That's actually a very direct phone number to me. So if you say I need a book, I'll send you out a free book. Just put it in
Really?
just need your full email, proper email, and
Okay,
pop me
so
out a book.
they can get a copy of this.
Yep, I'll text it right back to them.
So make sure you call
Yeah.
the number, ask for Laura. If you're fussing with your money and you're struggling and you're trying to figure it out, how to retire, how to build
Read
wealth
the
for your
book.
family, read the book, get the book.
Get the book.
Call
Call
what number?
775-901-3998.
There you go. That's the phone.
Just put the email in. That's a textable number, and I'll get you out a book. Just make sure it's the right email.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
exciting.
And
Perfect.
get your money matters in order. Thank you. Wow,
Thank
what
you,
a
Mark. This
great
was good.
wealth of information too.
Thank you.
This is great. I would love to. Now, how often are you in town?
Well, if I come back and do this again, I'll come back.
Okay. Well, I would like to go to lunch with you, and I'd
All right,
like to
let's go
put my cards on the table and see if you
All
can
right.
help me.
I can.
That would be fun.
Fun.
All right.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, dear. All right.
Thank
Thank
you,
you, and
audience.
thank you guys for watching here. My Vegas, the show. This is where we ask the expert, and
Thank
today
you.
we had the expert on money. And don't forget, get your free copy of the book. Get your money affairs in order, and we'll see you at the bank. Thank you,
Thank you.
and have a great night.